going through that experience, what it taught me was gratitude, was appreciation for the things that I do have, right? I'm so appreciative of everything that I'm able to do. I'm so appreciative of everything that I have. And that appreciation, that gratitude for life, that gratitude for what you have is going to move you forward. It's going to give you more of what you want. I thought it was impossible at the time. I really did. I thought it was just like, this was never gonna happen. One of my dream locations that I wanted to go to was Oregon. I wanted to go to Haystack Rock. I wanted to go to Crater Lake, Trillium Lake. I mean, at the time, I didn't really know some of those places or the names. I used to look them up, like Haystack Rock. I was like, wow, that's where like the Goonies was filmed. Like, I really wanted to go there. And I really thought that it was impossible to go across the country. And now I'm sitting here, I've moved to Oregon. I've been living here for 3 years almost. And it happened way faster than I thought. But I had to go through a ton of stuff to be able to do this, right? And one of the first things that I really want to talk to you about is most people think that you need to have something. They're like, I need to like get the car, right? I need to get the car because if I get the car, then I'll be able to drive. Then I'll be able to do with the car what I want to do with the car, which is like drive down to the coast, right? I want to go get the car so that I can do the thing, which is drive down to the coast, which then I can be happy. Right? I want to be happy by having, then doing, then being. But the truth is that it is the opposite, right? It is the opposite. What you need to do is you need to change the being. You need to change who you are. You need to change the identity, right? The core identity that you believe yourself to be. Right? That's how you transform and change your life. You change that identity. And the thing is that there are a lot of things that you might be identified with that aren't really the core of who you are. That might be for another video here. But I'll tell you what, one of the first things that I did that really got me to think differently. I read a book. I was in this cubicle, right? I was working and I was just sitting there like really wanting to like explore, really wanting to go out there. And I read a book called 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And this book completely changed my life, honestly. When I read it, there was this one passage that I want to talk to you about today, and it was called Mini Retirements. And I never really thought about this before. Most of the time it's like you work your whole life, then you save up until you're 60 years old or 65, then you retire, and then you go do what you really want to do, right? But what he said was, why do that? Why wait until you're 60, right? Why not just go to wherever it is that you want to go, wherever you would want to like retire to, and do this mini retirements? You really got to go read this book. He tells you a lot about these mini retirements that he does and how he's able to do this, right? And he talks about the new economy, right? And he talks about the new rich, mobility in time, right? Is the new rich, right? You have mobility to be able to go wherever you want, and you have the time to do the things that you love to do. That is what he says the new rich really is, right? And in order to get there, he talks a lot. Go read that book. But let me talk to you about the mini retirements, how it made me think differently, and how the be, do, and have paradigm really changed what I really was doing at the time, how I thought, or what I thought was possible, and how I got to actually do this. So there came a time where I left that job. I had been working really hard to get a work from home. This was before COVID, and I actually got it, and my parents said I couldn't work from home, and so I left my house. I just left. I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I went through some really hard times. But at that time, I don't know what I was going to do. I had my girlfriend, and she helped me out, and basically I remember just being really frustrated and really angry and not really knowing what I was going to do. It was just really, really tough. And we stopped at a gas station, and I looked up, and it was like this Dunkin' Donuts, and it said help wanted. And I had kind of like, a mid-level job, in an office before this. But I didn't have any other choices, so I went in and I called and I got the job right away. It was like 2 a.m. I had to go in at 2 a.m. to bake, and then I walked there, and it was on a highway that I had to walk, and I was walking down this highway like every morning at 2 a.m. I remember having this like bike, and I remember trying to like go down this highway on this bike at like 2 a.m. to go to work, and then at 9 a.m. I would walk up. I would walk up at 9 a.m., bro, and go to the other freaking place and just fucking put in more work in. All right. And then what happened was, for some reason, I decided to go to Oregon. I had no money. I had nothing. I was living in a room, and I decided I was just gonna take this trip to Oregon. Dude, the reason why I was like, I had nothing at the time, and I was like, you know what, this is like a new start. I had no job, no, like, I don't know, I had nobody supporting me or anything, and I was sitting in Morristown in New Jersey, and I remember just thinking to myself, I was reading this book called Man's Search for Meaning, and I was sitting on this bench, and it was talking about the Holocaust. It was talking about like how Viktor Frankl wrote the book, and he was a psychologist who survived the Holocaust, and he wrote this book about it, and it was like really crazy. I just remember reading it. I was sitting there at this bench. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life, and it just really, really spoke to me at that time. And one of the main things that it said in the book was that the last freedom that you have as a human being is the ability to choose how you're going to react to that situation, whatever situation you're in. And I remember I took my laptop, I went to this Burger King, and I used like the last, maybe, I had like $12 or something. And I used $6 to buy like burgers so that I could sit at the Burger King and use their Wi-Fi. And I'm sitting there using their Wi-Fi, and I look at the US map, and I'm like, where do I really want to go? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have nothing, I have no identity right now. Like, what do I want to do with my life? And I looked at Oregon. I thought it would be like a really great location because it was just like the temperature would be perfect. Like, it wasn't too north, it wasn't too south, it wasn't going to be like too hot or too cold or too rainy or anything. And I looked at this town called Eugene, and I remember just like going to basically buying a flight, and we decided to go there. We came to the coast and we fell in love with it. And I remember going back to New Jersey and just hating it there, just being like, I want to go back so bad. I was living in this room, working at the 2 jobs, just like day and night, and I really don't know how this happened, but we worked really, really hard. And the thing is, what we did was we actually focused. Okay, so we got rid of all the distractions, and we said, this is the only thing that we're going to focus on. It was the only thing that we were putting our money to. It was the only thing that we were like thinking about. It was the only thing on our minds day and night. It was like, this is going to happen. This is what we're going to do. This is all we focused on. We got rid of everything else. There was no distractions anymore. And I had no other choice but to do this. And so we got in the car, okay, we packed all of our stuff, and we had set up when we came here on vacation. We had looked at an apartment and everything, and then we drove across the country. We literally just drove through New Jersey, we drove through Pennsylvania, we stopped at Ohio, we had a crazy adventure there. we went to Colorado, we went through the mountains in Colorado, and it was just incredible. It was just like the most mind-blowing thing. It was like so hard to take in, to see all these crazy mountains. I had never done this before. And then we went through Utah, and it was just like the crazy, the structures in Utah are crazy. It looks like Ireland, and then it looks like Mars, and like it's beautiful. And then you get to Oregon, it's like all these trees, like just all the pine trees, and yeah, it was just like so incredible. But I remember then that we got to go to Haystack Rock. You know, I might show some of these clips, and we got to go to Crater Lake, and we got to go to Trillium Lake, and we got this beautiful apartment. And I don't know, like, it's just so crazy. But I think one of the main things is just in these moments, in these hard moments that we're going through sometimes, we have to just have faith in life. Have faith that there's something else that's kind of looking at all of this and helping us and giving us that intuition and almost talking to us and giving us the feedback that we need in order to take the action that we need to take to really change our lives, take the next level, keep focus on what you really want out of life, and don't get distracted by anything that's not going to help you move forward to your goals, to your vision, to what you really want out of life. And lastly, I just want to talk to you about, again, the be, the do, and the have. You have to first change the identity. You first have to change who you believe yourself to be. You have to say, I am this. Whatever you're telling yourself right now, whatever belief you're having right now, I am whatever it is. Though that thing, that feeling of this is my new identity, and then saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It changes your behavior based on who you say you are. Okay, like if you say, I'm weak, it's almost like you don't have enough energy. This is how you gain a ton of energy, is by saying to yourself, I'm enough, I'm strong, I can do this, right? That's how you're going to gain more energy. Or I'm the best, right? Believing that, whether it's true or not, it gives you more energy to take action towards your goals. Right? If you're saying to yourself, I suck, I can't, I'm weak, whatever it is, I'm not enough, whatever it is that you're saying, and we've all done this, right? I mean, we all do this. The thing is, telling yourself, I'm enough, I am good, changing that identity and that relationship that you really have with yourself, and changing the relationship that you're having with life itself. Right? That is the primary relationship. And then from that, it changes what you do. It changes the behaviors. And by changing the behaviors, then that changes what you have. That's how you get what you want. You don't just go after what you want so that you can do the things that you want to do, so that you can be happy. Right? You first have to be happy, have to have gratitude. And that was the biggest lesson that I got from going through this experience where almost like I had nothing, right? Going through that experience, what it taught me was gratitude, was appreciation for the things that I do have, right? I'm so appreciative of everything that I'm able to do. I'm so appreciative of everything that I have. And that appreciation, that gratitude for life, that gratitude for what you have is going to move you forward. It's going to give you more of what you want. If you are in scarcity, if you are, I don't have enough, you never have enough, right? Then that's why they say the richer get richer. It's because they're grateful, right? Jesus would say, if somebody asks for your coat or asks for your shirt, give them the coat and give them everything else too. That's abundance. That's what abundance is. That's like, I have more than enough. I have so much that I can give as much as I possibly can. Right? That's how you're going to move forward, by giving. It's not by taking, it's not by trying to have, it's not by trying to be clever and getting up on somebody. That's not going to work. It's because then you're getting energy from putting somebody down. You're not getting energy from the universe. You're not getting energy from inside of yourself. You're not getting energy from your own identity, from the things that you do. You have to go out there and live. That's what gives you energy. The energy of doing something. That's what gives you energy. Going to somewhere new that you haven't gone before. That's what gives you energy. Living. Getting out there and living. That's what gives you energy. Life is about energy. It's about giving energy. You have to give energy to receive energy. Okay? Don't just be tired. Don't just say, I can't do it today. All right? Focus. You got this. You can do this. We can do this. All right? Let's go. Let's get out there. Let's change the I am so that we can change the behaviors of what we do so that we can have what we really want to have in life. We can make that vision come true by having gratitude for the things that you already have and appreciating every moment that you're able to be here, experiencing whatever it is that you love to do. That's what you must do, all right?